Welcome to toy-polloi.
Hello and welcome to another video from toy-polloi. And in today's video we are taking another go at repairing and restoring a vintage Adventures of Indiana Jones desert convoy truck. In the first video I had to give this truck a good clean, scratch build some doors, a rear tailgate and some seats, and also repair one of the spare wheels. And in the end I ended up with a truck that actually looks pretty decent and pretty displayable. Even after all of that, there were still a few pieces missing, and the big one of those was actually the steering wheel and dashboard, and that is what we're going to be dealing with today, as I now have some great images of what it should look like, so we can get on and scratch build it. So let's get on with the project. At the end of the last video, this is how the truck looked, and as you can see it is starting to look really rather nice. We'd scratch built the doors, this rear tailgate and the seats inside, and it does look pretty displayable, but the big thing that is missing is this steering wheel and dashboard that should be in here. Now at the time I didn't have any good photos of it, but I need to say a massive thanks to Nate, who is a patron of mine, who very kindly sent me some photos taken from the dashboard piece that he had in his vehicle. And from that, I think we can actually make a pattern. So these are the photos that Nate sent me, and as you can see, it is a fairly simple design, just a few flat pieces and a circular piece for the steering wheel. The most complicated part is going to be how we actually attach it to the toy, because you can see that is a fairly complicated area, but the rest of it is pretty simple. So before we do anything else, I'm going to take these photos into Photoshop and sort myself out a pattern, and then we can work from that. And here we go, this is the pattern that I've made. So it's just got the three key parts that we need to create the sort of the main dashboard area. So that's that larger area here, which I'm going to make out of some 1mm thick black styrene sheet. There's a raised section on the dashboard, which I've marked here. I'm going to make that out of some 1mm thick styrene sheet. I don't have black, so I'll be using white for that. In the end, we will paint all of this anyway. We need to make the steering wheel, which again, we can possibly make out of some 1mm thick styrene sheet, although I do have another idea, which is these, which are tiddlywinks, and I'll show you those in a second. But the first thing we need to do is actually just cut out those two core parts. So we'll cut out the back plate in some 1mm thick styrene sheet, and this little sort of laid on section, bit of detail, in some 0.5mm styrene sheet, and we stick those together. I have also marked one key part, which is this sort of grey bar here. There is a place inside the truck which that needs to line up with, and I guess that holds everything in place. Then we need to lift up this canopy section, because there are also a few holes in there where we need to build the sort of the piece that actually attaches this all to the front of the truck. But that's the bit I'm going to just sort of scratch build by eye, I guess. Let's get this main dashboard part built first, and then we'll worry about that. I've now got those two pieces cut out, so that's the main dashboard, and that's the sort of little detail that needs to stick on the front of it. That's already looking pretty good. Now we come to the steering wheel. Now cutting circles out of styrene and getting them absolutely perfect is pretty hard going, even at something that of this size, which is about 25mm across. So I was sort of thinking, well, what can I do to get a sort of a perfect circle? And then it sort of occurred to me, they actually just look like tiddlywinks. So I went onto eBay and I bought myself some tiddlywinks. These are a little bit smaller. That, as I say, is 25mm. These are about 20mm. But I think it will do the job. It just looks like the same sort of steering wheel that was on the original truck. So my plan is to use one of those and stick it there. And as you can see, I think it will look, yeah, pretty nice. So I've got myself a little bit of an offcut of some styrene rod, which I'll use to stick onto that, and then I'll stick the steering wheel onto that so it's slightly raised away. Now, obviously with the styrene, we can use plastic weld to plastic weld all those pieces together. This tiddlywink, I'm not quite sure what it is made of, so I will just do a quick test. It may be I end up having to super glue it, so I'll sort of scratch up the back a little bit so that it glues on really sort of strongly, but we can give it a go with plastic weld. But I don't think this is the right sort of material. It certainly doesn't feel it, but we'll get the other bit stuck on and then we'll glue that on separately afterwards. But yeah, that should make a really quite convincing looking little dashboard. Well, that worked exceptionally well. It turns out that the tiddlywinks are a styrene-based plastic, so I just plastic welded that on, and there you go. That is the little dashboard, and it's really pretty simple, but it works so well. If I bring the truck in, it's going to be awkward to show you this because it's in such a sort of awkward place, but if I push that in there, we can just about see through the windows and the side doors. This is what it should look like. So it just sort of sits behind the windscreen there. And yeah, it just adds that little bit of detail. The next thing I need to do is actually add a little bit of styrene to the back of this. You can see just about in there that there is a little groove. I need to put a piece of styrene on the back of here that sort of matches with that groove, and that's what will line everything up. And once we've got that lined up, we can then work out how to actually fix the rest of it, because all the other fixings are actually under the sort of truck cab part there, the roof. There's two little holes that we need to put some pegs into, and then we also need to work around these three clips. There should be three clips. One of them is actually broken on this truck, but there's a clip there, and a clip on this side. So everything has to line up to sort of fit in between those clips, and then two little posts need to go into two holes there. That's why I can't make a plan for this. It's just going to have to be done by eye and a bit of trial and error. But yeah, the first thing to do is to make something that slots into that. So I've got myself just an offcut of some 2mm thick styrene sheet. I'm going to cut a thin bar of this and then do some careful measurements and markings, and then just plastic weld that onto the back of here so that when I plop this in, it will then line up, and we know that everything else that we work on will line up every time we sort of put it in place. So yeah, a final little addition to do to that, but I'm really pleased with how this is going. That already looks pretty good. In the end we will paint it, so you won't see that that's a white piece of styrene, but just the shape of it matches that original one. It's pretty closely. I'm so happy with it already. So I've now stuck that piece on. I've actually moved it a couple of times because it wasn't quite in the right position, but I think it's now pretty close. So I can drop that in, and that dashboard now will sit in the same place every time I put it in, which is great because that means I can now measure the next piece of plastic and get all the markings on that. So I've already cut the next piece, which is again a 1mm thick piece of styrene sheet. It's the same width as the dashboard and it's 6mm deep. And what I've got to do on that is mark where I need to cut all of the holes for the sort of latching part. So there should be three clips here. There's a clip here on the left, one in the middle and one on the right, which is actually missing. So what I need to do is hold this up to there and sort of mark with a pencil where I need to cut out those three notches. And then once that's done, I can plastic weld this piece onto here, and then we can start working out how to attach the post to this so it will all sort of lock in place. It's a really fiddly job, and one that's very hard to explain what I'm doing. So basically I'm reverse engineering everything to make this plate, and yeah, it could be a bit of trial and error, and it may be that I end up making this part a couple of times. But let's get a pencil out and see if I can mark where those little notches need to be, and I'll just cut those out and then we'll give it a test. if I've measured everything correctly, this odd shaped piece of plastic should fit just above where that dashboard needs to fit. So I'm going to just push that into place and see what happens. Yeah, that feels pretty good. It's hard to see again, but that is just fitting in. So what we've got to do now is we'll take this piece and we will plastic weld it to the dashboard part that I've already made. So this needs to sit right along the top edge, and that should start to sort of slot in place properly. We then need to add 2 little posts to this, which go into 2 holes that sort of correspond on the front of the truck there. And so we can drop that in and it will just slot down. So let's plastic weld these 2 pieces together, and then we can work out where the posts go. So the dashboard is actually starting to look pretty good. So that's the front section of the dashboard. I've then plastic welded that piece onto the top with the notches in it, and those notches do line up with the 3 clips that should be there. And then if I tilt this forwards, you can just about see there are 2 tiny little holes sort of on either side, and we need to put some pips on the underside of that piece that we've just plastic welded on. That sort of means that the dashboard will then latch in place. At the moment, if I push the dashboard in, it just falls out. So I can push that in from the other side. And if I turn it around, you can see that's how the dashboard is looking, but nothing is holding that in, so it does just fall out. We need those 2 little pips to sort of lock it in place. I found a little offcut of some 2mm diameter styrene rod. That seems to fit in those holes. So doing some careful measurements again and then marking with a pencil, I've marked on the top here. You can see those 2 little lines show where the pips need to go. I'm now just going to turn that over and mark on the underside, and then I'll plastic weld on a couple of pips, and hopefully everything will line up. It's again a bit of trial and error, and I probably will have to move these things around a few times to get it to work. But yeah, I think that should be enough to then hold that in place, and we can paint it. So let's get those plastic welded on, and we'll see how it works. Those 2 little pips are now sort of in place, and I've done a little bit of modifying just to make sure they're the right size, and hopefully this should now fit on. So if I lift up the front of that roof, we can drop that in, line it up with the piece of styrene on one end, and then hopefully that should all push in place, and that console piece shouldn't fall out, which it doesn't seem to. So that is really good, and actually adding that extra bit of styrene there is making the roof sort of hold on a little bit better. So that's good, because one of the clips is broken on this, as I mentioned, and I don't think there's an easy way to repair it. So that new console is giving a little bit of extra support, but it does have some white bits on it, so we need to sort that out. So I'm going to take this out into the garage. I have some black satin spray paint, which I think will give a really nice finish and should match in with the sort of paint that I've used on the other pieces that I've replaced. So let's give this a quick coat of some satin black, and then we can fit it finally to the vehicle. And so there we go, that is it for this project. It's been an awful lot of work to create a piece that you can barely see. In fact, actually getting footage of this sort of final piece has proved really quite hard, because it's such a hidden element hidden inside the driver's cab there. But it was really worth doing, because this toy is something that I've wanted to have in my collection for a very long time, and finding a complete one is almost nigh on impossible. So when I found this one with all the pieces missing, I knew what I had to do was create all of those pieces from scratch. And even a piece like this that you can hardly see, it's been well worth doing it. I'm really pleased that I've spent the time and effort to make this little piece to finish off this truck. If you want to have a go at making this for your own Desert Convoy truck, then I will put the pattern available on toy-polloi.com. So go there, download that and print it out onto some A4 size printer paper and have a go. If you've enjoyed this video, then make sure to hit the subscribe button and tap the bell to be notified each time I upload a new video. And if you've really enjoyed it and want to help me out here at toy-polloi, then why not think about becoming a patron of the channel. You get early access to all of my restoration videos, plus access to an exclusive video series called On the Cutting Mat, where I show projects and restorations that you won't see anywhere else. So have a think about that, and thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching Toy-Polloi. Subscribe for more great videos.